Practicing your spellings doesn't need to be boring. This screenshot is taken from a video about ways to practice spellings that I put on Facebook while the schools were closed. If you want to go back and watch the whole video, you could probably find it on the Cornerstone Facebook page. But I wanted to show you a few ideas of ways that you could practice spellings. I sent some home for the autumn term, but obviously this could apply to any spellings that you're finding tricky. So we've got up in the corner a spelling shower or spelling pyramid, where you gradually build up the word. We've got rainbow writing, so you write each letter of the word in a different colour. You might have some letters like magnetic letters or just some crafting letters that you could use to spell out the words. You might go over the word loads of different times with lots of different colours. Repeat the word with a different colour each time underneath 3 times. You might decide to try and do the shape of the word using boxes and see if somebody could guess what the word is, looking at the letter shapes. Write the words out, but put the vowels in a different colour. That will help you also to start to remember what letters are the vowel letters. You could write your word out like this word because and be writing underneath a little acrostic poem or a mnemonic to help you remember it, like the one for because. You might make your spellings out of Play-Doh. You might trace them in sand or glitter or rice or something. You might decide to get some paintbrushes and paint your spellings on the ground with water or paint them with real paint on paper. There's loads of different ways, and no ways are wrong, no ways are bad. Just have fun with it and practice it lots of different ways until you think you know it. In maths, we've been focusing on reading the time and practicing that because a lot of us have forgotten certain elements of this, so we've got much better as the week has gone on. So remember when we're telling the time, the big hand on the clock counts the minutes and it's called the minute hand. We're going to now look at the minutes past the hour. This means when the big hand is on the 1, it means it's 5 minutes past the hour. When the big hand is pointing at the 2, that means it is 10 minutes past the hour. When the big hand is pointing at the 3, it's a quarter of the way round the clock. And we may say 15 minutes past, but we mainly would say it's quarter past the hour. When the big hand points at the 4, we know it's moved 20 minutes around the clock, so it is 20 minutes past. We're counting in 5s. When that big hand gets to the 5, we say it's 25 minutes past because we've gone 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. When the big hand has got halfway around the clock, that means 30 minutes have passed. That is half an hour. So we often say half past the hour. So in this case, it is half past. And when I look at the hour hand, it's gone past the 12. So I know it is half past 12. We are now going to look at what happens in the other half of the clock. We're going to look at the minutes to the next hour. Once the minute hand has gone past the half past the 6, we start looking towards the next hour because we're closer to that. So previously we've been saying, oh, how many minutes past 12 is it? But now we're going to be looking at, well, how many minutes is it till 1, which is the next hour? When that big hand moves to the 7, like we see here, we can count in 5s to see what it will take to get to the 12, which would be the start of the next hour. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes. 25 minutes, and we say it's 25 minutes to whatever the next hour is. In this situation, the hour that we would get to next is 1. When the big hand then points at the 8, the minutes show that it is 20 minutes to the next hour. When that big hand points at the 9, we've got 3/4 of the way around the clock, so there is only 1/4 of the way to go. We could say it's 15 minutes to the next hour, but we mainly say it's 1/4 to the next hour. So in this situation, it is 1/4 to 1. So try and look at the minute hand first when you're saying the time like this. I've then got 10 minutes to the next hour when the big hand points at the 10. When the minute hand points at the 11, it's showing me there are only 5 minutes to go to the next hour. Look carefully at the small hand, the hour hand, and you'll see it is getting very close to the 1 because it's so close to 1 o'clock. Once the minute hand is pointing at the 12, we know it is o'clock. And then you need to look at the hour hand to find out which hour that is. Keep practicing at home.